and we will then finish as properly as we can at 1:45. If we can make sure you vacate the pool in 4 or 5 minutes time, that would be really, really helpful. We have found the lady who has got her car keys back, which is really good. And we can still have the competitors for the first event, the first couple of heats of the first event, the women's 100 metres backstroke, if they can make their way urgently to the marshalling area as soon as they can, just so that we can make if possible, we're going to try and make an early start so that we can try and avoid some of this inclement weather later on. If Chloe Luke is around out of the pool, ready to swim. Chloe Luke, if she could make her way to the marshalling area now, please. We're only waiting for Chloe Luke. We've got lots of swimmers there. Thank you very much indeed, all the swimmers, for getting there so promptly. We do really appreciate that. Okay, a couple more minutes for the sprints, and then we will, if they're all finished, we will get the safety announcements done and try and get underway as quickly as we possibly can. But thank you very much, really appreciate lots of cooperation from the teams around the pool. I think we're all aware of the issues on the weather, so thank you very much for that. We really appreciate that. Last couple of minutes. Okay, thank you very much, everyone. We will now call that warm-up closed. Can I ask you please to listen very carefully to the safety announcement? The depth of the water throughout the pool is 1.8 metres. Starting blocks are 650 millimetres above the water at both ends of the pool. Only those competitors who have reached the standard of the ASA Now Swim England Start Award may start with a shallow racing dive from the starting blocks or the pool side. Anyone who hasn't reached this standard must start in the water. And if you're going to start in the water, you need to tell the referee that you're going to do so before the start of the race. Anyone who is starting in the water must lower themselves over the side very gently and must not jump or dive in. In the event of a false start, you must continue with a shallow racing dive and not topple in head downwards, as this can be dangerous. In the very unlikely event that we do need to evacuate the building, you will hear a fire alarm sound, and if you hear the fire alarm sound, you must follow the instructions of the pool staff at all times. And if they ask you to leave the building, you must do so immediately using the marked emergency exits. Please familiarise yourselves with these. They're around all of the corners of the main pool area and through the changing rooms. They are the doors with the green signs above them. For the spectators, anyone on the gallery and coaches, they are at either end of the spectator gallery and through the muster room. If you are asked to leave the building, you must not return to the changing room to collect your belongings, and you must proceed to the muster area, which is in the athletics arena underneath the stand outside the pool area, and remain there until you're told it's safe to re-enter a building by a member of the pool staff. In line with the Swim England Child Protection Policy, we ask that if anyone is taking any photographic images using any image capturing device, that being a tablet, a phone or anything else. We ask you to focus as much as is reasonably practical on your own swimmers in the pool and not to get photographs of other swimmers, particularly because we have a lot of underage swimmers here, younger swimmers here, and that is of a particular interest if you're going to be sharing these photos and images with family and friends on social media platforms. Okay, well, we managed to make up a little bit of time, so thank you very much to everyone for their help in doing that. We got quite a packed program to get on with, and we're just about to go on to the live feed. So anyone who's on the live feed, a very warm welcome to this final session of this Swim England East Region Future Championships meet here at Basildon Sports Centre. We've had a great couple of days of competition, and we're now coming up to our final session, which is session 4 of the events of the whole of the competition. And we've got a fairly good program to get through. We're going to start with the 100 metres backstroke for the women, and then we're going to do the 50 metres backstroke for men, followed by the 50 butterfly for women, and finish the gala with the 100 metres freestyle for men. So can I just introduce your lead officials for this final session today, led by referees Gene Wheeler, Paul Kendall and Dave Metcalf, and your starter for this final session will be Jerry Metcalf. So don't forget, well, there will be lucky lane prizes given throughout this session as well. Lucky lanes, if you're in a lane that's been designated a lucky lane, I will tell you which heats you're in, where there are lucky lanes, and then we'll tell you at the end which the lucky lane was. You collect your prize as you leave from that event, as you go past the table down by the warm down pool. We start with event 401, which is the women's 10, 11 years 100 metre backstroke. This is going to be swum in 13 heats. This is heat 1 with swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So 4 lengths of the pool. We've got 3 10-year-olds in here at the moment. In this first heat, we've got Chloe from Harpenden in lane 3, Elizabeth from Butteridge in lane 4, and Imogen from Modernians in lane 5. Don't forget, you can only win, there's 2 age groups, so there are medals being given out for 10s and 11, but we're more interested in personal best times. 24 seconds at the split. And coming down now towards the halfway turn. Entry times are all just under the 2-minute mark, so let's keep an eye on where they are at halfway as they watch the flags and now their turns. First to turn, Elizabeth at 50.79, so looking good. 54 and 55 for Imogen and Chloe. Need to push on hard now, see if they can get inside that entry time. So coming up to this final turn for our leader, Partridge's Elizabeth Pound ends at 158. 25 to go, turns out around 119. About 122, 123, and then 125 for Chloe. Imogen in second place at the moment. So coming up to the last 10 metres for our leader. Elizabeth now looking for the flags. And this is going to be a very, very good time indeed. And touches a 145.96. That's way inside a 158 entry time. The 150 for Imogen, she entered at 159. And 156 for Chloe, and she entered at 159. So 3 good personal best times. Well done, swimmers.
Thank you, swimmers. Please leave the pool by the side.
Heat 2 of the 100 meters backstroke.
Take your mark.
And this is a lucky lane heat. It's a lucky lane heat. The person in the lucky lane will get a prize at the end of this. So just the 4 swimmers in the pool as they come up to the first turn. Leader turning at about 22 seconds. Got one 10-year-old in here in lane 6. Freya Reid from Dis Otters is in at 154. She's 10-year-old, all the rest are 11. So coming down now to the halfway split. And in the lead is Isla Addison ahead of Siobhan Schneider. And Ida turns at 46. We'll pick the Siobhan time up there, 48 of the backup, I think. The 49 in third place there for Freya Reid is the 10-year-old, and then Lillian at 51.7. So coming up to the final turn already for our leader. Ida looking at 154 as an entry time, splits at around 69 seconds coming down the final length. Behind her, Siobhan splits at around 115, and then really close together the other two at about 119, 120 coming off the wall for Freya and Lillian. But our leader into the last 5 meters, entered at 154, and she records, Ida records 130.40, 130, what a tremendous new personal best. Siobhan Schneider coming in at 154, entry time, records 141. Great sprint behind her. Freya, the 10-year-old, is going to be next to touch at 147, and also 147 for Lillian Lawrence. So massive new personal bests for all 4 swimmers.
Thank you, swimmers. Please leave the pool by the side.
And it's Lillian Lawrence who is the winner of the Lucky Lane. Lillian, you also get a Lucky Lane prize. Heat 3 of the 100 meters backstroke.
Take your mark.
All 11 apart from two 10-year-olds in this one in lane 4. Connie Fitson, who's the fastest entrant at 149, and then Chloe Lancaster in lane 7. Splitting at a first turn at about 22, 23 seconds. And going out fast in lane 3 is Emily Robinson. 11-year-old Putteridge swimmer entered a 151. She's going to turn first at halfway. Then we've got 3 swimmers in a row. We've got LD over in lane 2, and then 5, 6 and 7 is Adrian, Emily and Chloe. Leaders split 46.62, second to split there 48.86, and then 49 and 50. Very close together, in fact. 53 seconds as the last to turn. But coming up now to the final turn. Leader nails her turn at about 112 and then about 115. Chasing her at the moment in lane 7 is Chloe Lancaster. It's Emily Robinson in the lead. And Chloe comfortably in second, but going into third place now is LD Hall in lane 2. But our leader into the last couple of strokes, Emily Robinson entered at 151, records 135.51, massive new personal best, 138.86, second to touch there for Chloe Lancaster. She's 10 years old and she entered at 153. So how about that for a new PB for a 10-year-old? Third to touch there, 142.02 for LD Hall, and she entered at 153. So again, 10-second PB. Heat 4 of the 100 meters backstroke. Half and half heat, half 11, half 10. 10-year-olds in lanes 1 and 2 and 5 and 6, and 11-year-olds in lanes 3 and 4 and 7 and 8. Fastest entry time here, 147.9. Annabelle in lane 4, but leading the way coming up to the first turn. We've got a couple of swimmers there in lanes 5 and 7 who are going to turn pretty much together at around about 22 seconds. But a good turn off the wall in lane 7 by Annika Chimmerchain. Simmermain, I think that is actually. And Annika now coming up to the halfway split, got about a 2 or 3 meter lead. Splits at 46.49, second to turn 48 was over in the middle of the pool. And we've got 2 swimmers now together. In lane 1 we've got Isla Staten, and then in lane 5 Charlotte Newell, and also not far behind them is Rebecca Kelly in lane 8. But our leader, Annika, turns at about 112 into her final length. 11-year-old from Pudridge entered at 149, but now coming through very strongly over in lane 1. Isla Staten, 10-year-old from March, having a great final length here. And also coming through strongly in lane 5 is Charlotte Newell from Chelmsford, but it's going to be Annika in at 149, records 138.11. That's 11 seconds inside her entry time, 139.58 for Isla, and she had a 149 and third at 142.3 for Charlotte Newell. And that's 6 seconds inside her entry time as well. Lots and lots of PBs here. That's very important. That's what the swimmers are here for. Heat 5 of the 100 meter backstroke, and this is a lucky lane heat. Another half and half. We've got 10-year-olds in lanes 1 and 2, and also in lane 4 and in lane 7. So 1, 2, 4 and 7 are 10, and lane 3, 5 and 6 and 8 are all 11. Fastest entrant, 1:45. Leading the early pace, Maisie Draper in lane 7. Halstead splits at about 20 to 21 seconds. And she's going very well indeed on the back at the moment. And just in second place at the moment in lane 3 is Emma Dye from Norwich Swans. She's entered at 1:45. She's an 11-year-old. And then we've got two swimmers together in 5 and 6 right behind those, who are Lola and Nicole. But the two leaders turn pretty much together, about 46.5 seconds or thereabouts. Behind them about 50 seconds. We've got 4 swimmers all in a row across the pool. Just now easing up into third place in lane 5 is Lola Cox, but still in the lead at the moment in lane 7. Maisie Draper from Halstead, and Maisie is first to turn, just at about 1:12, about half a second between Maisie and over in lane 3, Emma Dye. And Emma's now putting in some big strokes, trying to get ahead of Maisie. This is going to be very close. They're absolutely in line as they go in front of me with only about 7 meters to go. They're together, coming into the last 5 meters. Who's going to get the touch? As they touch the wall, really close, it goes to Emma Dye, just getting a touch. Norwich Swans entered at 1:45, touches 1:37, and Maisie entered at 1:46 and goes 1:37.7. Excellent swims. 1:39 in third place to Nicole in lane 6.
Thank you, swimmers. Please pull one side.
And the lucky lane was lane 1. Lane 1, so Amiga gets the lucky lane winner. Our Basildon swimmer in lane 1 is the lucky lane winner. Amira Kelfa. Heat 6 at 100 meters backstroke. So they're all 10 years old in this, apart from 3. And the 11-year-olds are in lane 2 and in lane 5 and 6. 2 and 5 and 6 are 11, but the others are all 10 years old. Entry time's going down to about 1:42. First to turn at about 21-22 seconds is Lenny Ward, who's from Team Luton in lane 6. But also going very well alongside her in lane 5 is Olivia Jasper and Eloise Minto in lane 1, having a good swim too. But just easing out a little bit there, Lenny, in looking for 1:43 entry time. Splits at halfway at 45.74, 47 for Olivia, and then Eloise, my time hasn't come up on the far side. It wasn't picked up on the pad, soft touch, but we'll pick that up later. And coming up now towards the final turn, and still in the lead, Lenny Ward from Team Luton, but coming under a lot of pressure now from Olivia Jasper. And Lenny turns at 71 and 72 for Olivia, and now about half a second behind those two is Eloise Minto from Basildon Phoenix, 10-year-old over the far side. Sprint finish also coming in now in lane 3 from Ayla. And in lane 8, but this is going to be really, really close as the two leaders come up to touch. And on the touch, 1:36 goes to Lenny Ward, 1:36.50, 1:36.87, only a few hundreds behind for Olivia Jasper in second, and 1:37.55, third place going on the touch to Eloise Minto, 10-year-old from Basildon Phoenix in lane 1.
Thank you, swimmers. Please pull one side.
Heat 7 of the 100 meters backstroke.
Take your mark.
So the split of this one, we've got a 10-year-old in lane 1, a 10-year-old in lane 6, and a 10-year-old in lane 8, and all the rest are 11. 1, 6, and 8, the 10-year-olds. Times are going down now, they're into the 141s entry times. Leading few there, turning around about 21, 22 seconds. A couple of good turns there, getting a little bit of advantage, particularly in lanes 2 and 6. In lane 2 is Evie Greenhoff, and lane 6 is Layla Jennings. Both in at 141s thereabouts. Also coming up nicely in lane 8 is Tia Johnson, and in lane 5 Isabella Lewis. Leading turn at 44.41 and 45.01 right behind. So at the moment leading the way just now over in lane 2, Evie Greenhoff from City of Norwich. Coming up to her final turn, she's going to be very close together. In fact, they turn absolutely together. About 60 seconds, Evie, and also over in lane 6, Layla Jennings. But Layla got a really big sprint as she came off the wall. And it's Layla now moved into the lead. Layla Jennings, Halstead 10-year-old swimmer, entered a 141.56. Had a fabulous last length here. She keeps it going, but she's going to be very tight. Just gets there with 130.23. She entered a 141, 11 seconds inside her entry time. 130.93 for Evie, and she's entered a 141. So again, tremendous swim. 134 for Tia Johnson, entered a 142. And again, another big raft of swimmers going inside their entry times, all very good to see. This is one of the first competitions a lot of these swimmers have been in for some considerable time, so it's great to see them doing so well. Heat 8 of the 100 meters backstroke. Now we're down to just the two 10-year-olds in this heat in lanes 3 and lane 8. Olivia Croft from Cheshunt in lane 3 entered a 138, and Esme Ottersritter in lane 8 is 10-year-old from Halstead entered at 141. Leading the way coming up to the turn. First turn at 20 seconds is Lily Mae Freeman from Great Yarmouth, entered at 138. She's 11-year-old, and she's really going very well indeed. Pretty much a line across the pool for everyone else. Fractionally in second place, Esme Osterritter in lane 8, the 10-year-old, but turning first, 43.15, Lily Mae, and second to turn 45.89 is Esme, but they're all pretty much in the 47s, 46, 47s, 48. Not much between them, about a second and a half between the others. Coming up to a final turn, our leader, Lily Mae Freeman, entered at 138, turns at 67, and then 70 seconds for the 10-year-old Esme in lane 8, entered at 141. So into this last length, but a big sprint coming down on lane 1. Olivia Palmer, City of Norwich, having a great sprint finish, and she's up on terms with Esme Osterritter on the other side of the pool. But our leader, Lily Mae, entered at 138, records 130.43, 8-second PB. Very, very close for second, but a great last length by Olivia Palmer. Entered at 140, she records 133.85, 134.27 for Esme Osterritter, who entered at 141. So again, some massive new personal best times.
Thank
Heat 9 of the 100 meters backstroke.
Test your mark.
All 11-year-olds in this heat. Fastest entrant, Team Ipswich is Isabella Bryan at 1:37, so getting a little bit quicker now. And they're all going to be turning pretty much together. Around about 21 seconds and 22 seconds at the first turn. A couple of good turns in lanes 2 and 7, opposite sides of the pool. Esme Langley in lane 2, City of Norwich ended at 1:38, just under. And Daisy Jubb in lane 7 from Costa ended at 1:38 as well. These two are going to turn pretty much together, and the others are in a line across the pool. As they turn 43.15, it's Esme just now about a half a second or a second ahead of Daisy Jubb at 44. Lots on 45 there at the turn. 49 for Zara Avery. Coming up to the final turn, still just in the lead here. Esme turns at around about 67, about 68, second behind for Daisy. And who's got the big sprint on the last length? And our leader is pulling away a little bit here. She's going extremely well over in lane 2. Esme Langley from City of Norwich entered at 1:37.9. Going to be very close for second, third and fourth. 1:27.32 is the winning time for Esme Langley. Second, very closely, 1:30.49 is Isabella Bryan, just getting there ahead of 1:31.61. Third place for Daisy Jubb. Got overtaken there at the end of 1:31.64, right behind her, Francesca Thornton in lane 1.
Thank you so much. Please pull by the side.
This is heat 10 of the 100 meters backstroke.
Test your mark.
So two 10-year-olds again in lane 2 and in lane 6. 2 and lane 6 are 10-year-olds, but the rest are all 11. Coming up to the first split, it's 7 and 8 going to turn together with lane 3 at around about 21 seconds. Just edging into the lead, India Harrod Hill in lane 8 from Epping Forest, entered 1:37.49, and alongside her we got Tyra Sujadeen from City of Cambridge, also entered 1:37. They both turned together at 43, just over 43, then right behind them, 43.7 in lane 3. On the other side is Grace Mutton from Team Ipswich, she's entered at 1:36. But these two together, keeping each other company in lane 7 and 8, pushing each other along. And they're going to turn together into the final length. As they turn, it's to 66 seconds. Slightly better turn in lane 7, just getting a little bit of an advantage over Tyra over India. And Tyra just edging about half a metre ahead now. India responding, but and on the far side, the pool sprint finish is coming in from 4 and 5 from Millie in 4 and Katie May in 5, but touching first, winning time of 1:27.45. is Tyra Sujadeen from City of Cambridge, entered at 1:37. 1:29.18 second was India Harrod Hill from Epping Forest, and she entered at 1:37. Third there, 1:30. Heat 11 of the 100 meters backstroke. So from here on in, they're all 11 years old. So we've seen the fastest of the 10-year-olds. Daisy May in Mia in the last heat. So 2 turning at around about just over 20 seconds. Together we've got Molly Greatbatch from Bishop Stortford in lane 7 and Verity Hamilton over in lane 1 from Norwich Swans. Verity ended at 1:35 and so did Molly Greatbatch. And these two going to be pretty close as they go into the halfway split, but leading that 41.3 as Verity Hamilton, Molly Greatbatch at 42.31, so about a second behind on that halfway split. Third place at the moment being held by lane 6 Anastasia Wall from Dereham, who's in at 1:35, and good spread behind, but our leader turns now at 63 seconds. Verity Hamilton, Norwich Swan. And she's pulling away, accelerating in this last length, but also in lane 7, a response from Molly Greatbatch from Bishop Stortford. And going after Molly is Anastasia Wall. These three a little bit clear of the rest, but coming into the last couple of strokes, I think she's just going to hang on. Verity Hamilton touches first at 1:25.21. Ends at 1:35, 10-second PB, 1:28.97 for, oh, we didn't get Molly's time, but Molly's time there, 1:27.33. Great time for Molly. And she entered at 1:35, 1:28.97, Anastasia Wall. And this is heat 12 of the women's 100 meters backstroke, and it's a lucky lane heat. So 7 swimmers on the blocks. As I said, they're all 11 years old from this point onwards, so from the previous heat. Big sprint start from lanes 7 and 8 from Valentina and Lydia in 7 and 8. Both in around 1:32, 1:33 seconds. Fastest split there, back into the 1:19, 1:20 mark now for the first 25. A bit faster than the others, but now easing away through. Long stroke in the middle of the pool in lane 5. Amelia Fenner from Basildon Phoenix entered at 1:28. She's going to turn first at 41.05. 41.87 was Lydia in lane 8, and then third to turn over in lane 2. 42.78 was Katrina Morris from St Albans. Coming up to the final turn. Just 25 metres to go when they hit this, looking very close between lanes 5 and 8, turning at the same time at about 63, 62, 63 seconds. But a big kick-off of the wall and a big acceleration in lane 5 from Amelia Fenner. The Basildon Phoenix swimmer entered at 1:28. She's going to take this. Second place should go to Lydia Newell from Brentwood, entered at 1:33. And winning time, 1:22.78. So 6 seconds inside her PB. There, we'll wait to see the backup time. There, one that comes up for our second place. And there we are, backup time 1:25.86 for Lydia Newell, taking second place there, 1:26.67 Third place there going to Abigail Davis. And Amelia Fenner also is the winner of the Lucky Lane. Amelia Fenner is the Lucky Lane winner in that heat. So just waiting the roll. Unfortunately, we got a notice of disqualification. In the previous heat, lane 6 disqualified for a technical infraction. Which brings us to heat 13, which is the final heat of the women's 100 metres backstroke, with the fastest entrants in the event swimming in this heat. Please welcome as they come to the block, starting in lane 8 from Team Luton, Nicole Cashin. In lane 1 from Brentwood, Elena Barth-Verenhaupt. In lane 7 from Hatfield, Cassandra Pereira. Swimming in lane 2 from Linslade, Holly Katasi. In lane 6, also from Hatfield, Verity Fuge. In lane 3, swimming for Basildon Phoenix, Lois Smith. In lane 5, also from Basildon Phoenix, Jasmine Hall. And your fastest entrant in this event from Chelmsford, entry time of 1:19.41. In lane 4 today, Lucy Clark. Your final heat swimmers in the ladies 100 metres backstroke. Fastest entrants, we've got 3 swimmers who have gone under 120 in this. Lois in 3, Lucy in 4 and Jasmine in 5. But we've also got this swimmer in lane 6, we've got Verity Fuge who's in at 122, who turns first at about 18 seconds. So it's Verity who's leading the way, entered at 122, but she looks like she's got a bit more in than that. So now starting to try to catch up with her alongside, we've got the fastest entrant, Lucy Clark and Jasmine, but turning first still, Verity at 37.68. 38 for both Lucy Clark and Jasmine, and now 4 swimmers just a little bit clear. We've also got Lois Smith in lane 3. So all the faster swimmers are there, but it's still all to swim for. They all turn pretty much together, under 60 seconds, with just 1 length to go. A good turn off the wall there by Verity. Gets a big push, and she's eased about a half a metre out, but coming back on her now. Jasmine Hall from Basildon inside her. Jasmine trying to get on terms. Big sprint also coming in from lanes 3 and 4. It's going to be a blanket finish as they touch, and it's just hanging on there, Verity. 1:17.62. Just hangs on to that. Excellent swim by her. Entered at 1:22, so great new PB. Second, 1:17.91, right close to her. Jasmine Hall alongside. And third there, fast finish in lane 3 by Lois Smith from Basildon Phoenix in a 1:18.36. Also a 1:18 for Lucy Clark. Massive new personal bests across the board in the swimming in this event. So well done. So that completes the ladies 100 metres backstroke with a very exciting final heat. Now move on to event 402, the men's 10 and 11 years 50 metres breaststroke. And that is going to be swum in 9 heats. This is the men's 50 metres breaststroke, heat number 1 with swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So in the first heat, we've only got 2 lengths of the pool now with these boys in the breaststroke. We've got Miles McNiff in lane 3. Lane 4 is Monty Ames Tull, and lane 5 is Jakub Chincho, and he's from Jakub is from Chelmsford, and we've got Miles from Hatfield and Monty from Halstead. Turning at about 25-26 seconds into their final lengths now. Monty, all 10 years old, these swimmers. Monty's entry time is 57.8. He's just in the lead at the moment from Jakub, who's entered at 59.7. Miles entered at 59.9. But if you look at the clock, you can see they're all going extremely well. Look like they're going to go under their entry times. Going to be very, very close between 4 and 5 as they touch. Really, really, really close indeed. And it's Jakub who gets it in 55.73, 55.78, 500ths behind him was Monty, and Miles goes in at 58.4. So all inside their entry times. Heat 2 of the 50 breaststroke, swimmers in lanes 2 to 7.
Take your mark.
These are all 10-year-olds except for lane 5. Joseph is 11 from Colchester. He's entered a 56 flat, so let's see how he gets on. Looking pretty good already, but don't forget, only 2 lengths of the pool. They're all looking around about the 55-56 mark on the entry times. Coming up to the split, and first there, 24 seconds. Over on the far side, Verulam's Thomas Fennick in lane 2. Splits first. Ends at 56.78. Pretty close behind him, between 5 and 7. In 5 we've got Joseph Stoker, and 7 Morgan Price. These two are stroke for stroke, but on the far side, Thomas Fennick entered at 56.78. He's going to win this and touches first in 50.10, just outside the 50-second mark. 52.11 second to touch was Morgan Price, and third to touch there, 52.58 was Joseph Stoker. All inside their entry times. Heat 3 of the men's 50 metres breaststroke is a lucky lane heat,
Take your mark.
So 7 swimmers on the block, no swimmer in lane 7. We've got one 10-year-old in this, the rest are 11. 10-year-old is in lane 1. Tahir Hendricks from Colchester entered at 55.71, but as they come up to the halfway point split, all turning pretty much together around 24 seconds, just fractionally in the lead on the turn there. Lane 6, Ned Steele from West Norfolk ended at 55.2. He's going away a little bit now, but big sprints coming on from the other side of the pool. He's getting gradually caught, but can they catch him in time? Let's go in front of me. Ned is still in the lead, but 3 swimmers in a row in lanes 1, 3 and 4. But coming into the last couple of strokes, Ned's going to hang on to this, goes 50.28, and his entry time was 55.22. Second there, 50.81 for Tahir Hendricks. He's the 10-year-old, and third, 51.09 for George Marshall. Entered at 55.16. Lots of more personal best times there. Lucky lane there was the 10-year-old Tahir Hendricks in lane 1, so he also wins his prize for being in a lucky lane. Well done, Tahir. Heat 4 of the 50 metres breaststroke.
Take your mark.
And in Heat 4 we've got more 10-year-olds and 11-year-olds. We're all 10-year-olds except for lane 1, lane 4 and lane 7. 1, 4 and 7 are all 11-year-olds, the rest are 10. And look at this, this is very close across the pool. Entry times are pretty close as well, between kind of 53 and 55. But they're all within about a second and a half overall, about 24 seconds. But just edging to the front now in lane 7 is Oliver Hammond, 11-year-old from Chelmsford, into 54.2. Big acceleration also coming from Chesance Luigi on the lane 1. And Harry in lane 3, and also in lane 5 we've got Harrison. It's going to be very, very close. All the odd lanes here, and a good sprint from lane 2 as well. But touching first is Oliver Hammond, entered at 54.2, and he goes 50.71. Second, 51.18 was Harry Rowson in lane 3, and third to touch there, 51.79 was Isaac Mendham. And again, all the swimmers there inside their entry times. Heat 5 of the men's 50 metre breaststroke, and this is another lucky lane heat.
Take your mark.
So just two 10-year-olds in this, the rest are 11. 10-year-olds are in lanes 3 and 6. Lane 3 and lane 6 are 10-year-olds. The others are all 11. Entry times now going down to around the 52-second mark. Highest is 53.6. In the lead, coming up to the turn, splitting at about 22 seconds. Fastest entrant, Josh Black in lane 4. City of Ely swimmer entered at 52.06. Let's see how fast he can go here. Can he go under 50 seconds? Should be able to. Very close behind him. We've got 4 swimmers in a row in lanes 5 through to 8. Any of them could get this. It's going to be close, but in the lead, Josh into 52 goes 47.02. Excellent swim. 49.20. Second to touch there is James Cespley, and then third to touch in 49.55. Also under 50 seconds for Daniel Talbot from Leighton Buzzard. Well done, swimmers. Lucky lane was Janos in lane 6. Janos, the 10-year-old Team Ipswich swimmer, wins a prize for being in a lucky lane. Heat number 6 of the men's 50 metres breaststroke. All 11 years old in this heat. And a lot of these are around the 50-second mark, so it should be quite quick. And leading the way now in lane 3, coming up to the turn, Harry Rickard. Turns at 22 seconds. And Harry being pursued hard by lane 5, which is Alex Wiseman from Basildon Phoenix. Harry's entered his March swimmer, entered in at 50.75, and he's looking very good indeed. Coming into the last 5 metres, it's going to be close behind him. There's some big sprints coming in from lanes 6 and 7, but Harry takes it in a time of 46.65. Big PB, 48.24 behind him in lane 5 for Alex Wiseman. He entered at 50.46. Third there, 48.78 for Ian Chan. But you can see on the board there's lots of people have beaten their entry times there. Had some lots new personal best times. Well done. And this is heat 7 of the men's 50 metres breaststroke. Again, a heat of all 11-year-olds here. We do have some more 10-year-olds to come. Yeah, we've got 4 more in the next 2 heats. But again, in this one, entry times are already down at 49s. There's only one swimmer over 50 seconds. That's Charlie in lane 8. Let's hope he goes under 50 today. Turning at 21 seconds or thereabouts. And this is looking going to be a quick one, I hope. In lane 7, we've got Philip Spalding from Putteridge End at 49.6. He's just in the lead, but Charlie Birdsall on the far side of the board in lane 1, out of his line of sight, is also up there, along with Vincent Coombs in lane 6 from Braintree, and coming alongside him, Dylan Guy. Coming into the last couple of strokes, it could go to anyone. Very close indeed, and it does go to Charlie Birdsall, out of sight of the others at 46.11. He entered at 49.98, so great new personal best. Second, 46.46 for Philip Spalding, and third, 46.73 for Vincent Coombs, ends at 49.2.
Thank you, Shimmers. Please leave the pool by the side.
This is heat 8 of the men's 50 metres breaststroke, and it's another lucky lane heat. So I've got 2 10-year-olds in this one. In lane 5, Jaden Carter from Basildon Phoenix, entered 46.8. And in lane 7, Aiki Cheng of St Albans, entered 48.6. Got 2 more in the final heat, so got some fast 10-year-olds here. But storming away here, they're down now to 46-second times. But turning first at about 20 seconds in the lead. In lane 6, Hayden Hall from Devon, who's entered at 47.63. Hayden looking very good. And going well also out of sight of the others over in lane 1 is Nicolo, but also in lane 7. Aiki Chung, the 10-year-old from Costa, and he's going to be coming through in second, I think. But the winning time, 44.01, a couple of seconds inside his entry time for Hayden Hall. Excellent swim there. Second, 44.80 for Aiki Chung. Now he's a 10-year-old. That's going to put pressure on the final 2 in the final heat. He entered at 48, and third there, a 44.97 was Nicolo from Hatfield. He entered at 48.81. So some big chunks of time off of the personal best entry times here. And the lucky lane winner there was Jaden Carter in lane 5. Jaden Carter wins a lucky lane prize on his way back to his team area. Which brings us to the final heat of the men's 50 breaststroke. Fastest entrance in this heat. Please welcome them as they come to the blocks. And leading the way in lane 8 from Chelmsford, Josh Mayer. In lane 1 from Putteridge, Sebastian Newman Baronius. In lane 7 from Colchester, Jesse Orsolande. In lane 2 from Colchester, Nikitas Baltasar. In lane 6 from Basildon Phoenix, one of the 10-year-olds, Brandon Keese. In lane 3 from Colchester, Archie Tebbett. In lane 5 from Team Ipswich, William Jones. And finally, your fastest entrant from Halstead with an entry time of 42 flat, a 10-year-old James Bale swimming in lane 4 today. Your final heat swimmers for the men's 50 meters breaststroke. Away we go with the fastest entrance. Don't forget the fastest entrant here, Joseph Bell from Halstead. He's entered 42 seconds and he's a 10-year-old. Let's see how he goes. He's got a very, very powerful stroke and he's already making headway coming up to the turn. See his split time at the turn. Splits at 18 point something, looking very good indeed. Behind him at the moment in second place, very difficult. We've got 3 swimmers in a row, but alongside him, I'd say in lane 3, it's probably Archie Tebbett from Colchester at 43. Archie in second place. And then we've got a race for third place between 5 and 7. We've got William in 5 and Jesse in 7. But let's see the leader's time as he touches at 40.17. Great swim there, 42 seconds entry time. Very nearly went under 40 seconds. That's a very, very good swim for a 10-year-old. Excellent swim. Second to touch there, 41.59. Joseph going to Archie, and that's a good swim for him as well. So very good indeed. Third to touch there, 41.59. Archie Tebbett. And second there going to, I beg your pardon, going to... we've got it going to Nikitas Baltasar from Colchester. Beg your pardon there. So good swims all across the board there. Well done, those swimmers. Apologies for me not being able to read the board. And that completes the men's 50 meters breaststroke. Event 403 is the women's 50 meters butterfly. This is going to be swum in 11 heats. This is heat 1 with swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5, and it's a lucky lane heat. So 3 10-year-olds in the pool. 50 metres, again, 2 lengths of the pool. Harlow Penguins, Adela Moldovan in lane 3 is entered 57.59. Chloe Lancaster in the middle is from Colchester, entered 57.13. And Charlotte Newell in lane 5 is from Chelmsford, entered 57.54. Charlotte turns first about 22 seconds, about 23 or 24, and then about 25. So about a second between each of them. Coming down into the last 10 metres in our leader, Charlotte Newell from Chelmsford, 57.54 her entry time. Need to keep pushing on hard, her arms aching coming into the last couple of strokes. Let's see, her time's going to be very close behind her, but it's 49.67, under 50 seconds. Second to touch there, 53.38 for Colchester's Chloe Lancaster. She ended at 57, and third there, 54.81 for Adela. So all's well done, good swims by all 3. Lucky lane there was Charlotte Newell. Charlotte in lane 5, well done, you win a lucky lane prize. And this is heat 2 of the women's 50 metres butterfly. So we got a mixture here. We've got 3 11-year-olds amongst the 10-year-olds. 11-year-old in lane 3 and lane 5 and lane 6. 3, 5 and 6 are 11 and the rest are 10. And you can see here, lane 5 splitting at 19 seconds. That's very quick. That's Isabella Claudius from St Albans into 54.86. Alongside her in lane 6 is Lydia Newell. These two way clear. And two 11-year-olds both in at 54 and a bit. That's going to be really, really close. Isabella in 5, Lydia in 6. Who's going to get it? Lydia is who gets the touch first at 42.63, 43.01 for Isabella. And who's going to get third? It's going to be, again, very, very close. 51.03. It goes to Callie Weaver, the 10-year-old from Colchester, who entered at 55. Last couple of strokes in lane 3. Just on 60 seconds. Good swim there in lane 3 by Sophie Thurrock. So from Linslade.
Thank you, Simmons. Please pull by the side. Thank you, Simmons. Please pull by the side.
So remember to check the results at the end. We're going to be doing the final results and medal presentations at the very end. Of course, more important, look at the results and look at the times you've swum. It's all about times for the swimmers here. Only 3 people in each age group get medals. Everyone can get a time. This is heat 3 of the women's 50 metres butterfly.
Take your mark.
So we've got a whole lineup of 10-year-olds apart from one swimmer. In lane 5, Jennifer Mardle, City of Norwich swimmer, 51.87 entry time. She's 11 and already she's showing she's very powerful and probably could swim faster than her entry time. But alongside her is Eddie Foster, but splitting around about 20 seconds. Jennifer still just in the lead from Eddie, but also going well over in lane 2 is Esme Osterritter, 10-year-old from Halstead, and alongside her, Tia Johnson. These just a little bit clear of the swimmers in lanes 6, 7 and 8, but the last couple of strokes, the leader, touching at 44.10. Jennifer Mardle, way inside her entry time of 51. Well done, 46.82, second there for Eddie Foster, and third there, 46.84. For Esme Osterritter, and she entered at 53.
Pull by the side.
So again, a big row of personal best times. This is heat 4 of the women's 50 metres butterfly.
Take your mark.
So this is a different way round. They're all 11 apart from lane 2, lane 4 and lane 6. 2, 4 and 6 are 10, but the rest are 11. Coming up to the turn, and a good start by Erin Wright in lane 1. But she's turning first, but only just about 20, 21 seconds. Very, very close indeed. Good turns also coming in now, 5 and 6. And also now in lane 4, Ayla It's picking up too, but still in the lead. We've got Erin Rice in lane 1 from Team Ipswich, entered at 51.43. I think she's going to take it. Going to be incredibly close behind her. Ayla takes this at 44.59. And her entry time was 51.43. Very, very close behind her. 46.54 took second place, which was Zara. And then third place, 46.90 from Ayla Zolfagari from Epping Forest. She entered at 50 seconds. So quite a few there going under the 50-second barrier. Heat 5 of the 50 metres butterfly, a lucky lane heat. So I've got 2 races in this one heat. Lanes 1 to 4 are all 10. Lanes 5 to 8 are all 11. 1 to 4 are in one age group race and the others are in another. But they're all swimming for their personal best times. Fastest time here, 2 have gone under 49. Let's see who else can do it. First to turn at about 20 seconds. Neve Holland with Jocelyn Sandhu over in lanes 2 and 1 respectively. And also going well behind in lane 3 is Isla Staten. And then coming through now over on this side of the pool in lane 6, Annabelle Smith, and inside her, Amanda Coda. But look at these 2 in lane 1 and 2. Jocelyn in lane 1, Neve in lane 2, both in at 50 seconds. Who's going to get it? Who's on the right stroke? As they touch, it's Neve who takes it in 45.84. Jocelyn at 46.07. Third to touch there, 47.53 was lane 6, which is Annabelle Smith. I beg your pardon, couldn't see the names on the board there. And nearly every swimmer there getting under the time, but the lucky lane there. Evelyn Bullen in lane 8. Evelyn is a lucky lane winner. She wins the prize for being in lane 8. Heat 6 of the women's 50 metres butterfly. So just the 7 swimmers, no swimmer in lane 2. And we got 10-year-olds in lane 1, 3 and 4. So again, the same as before, 10-year-olds in the low numbers, 5 to 8 are 11, turning at 19 seconds in the lead on the 11-year-olds. Amelia Costa in lane 7, entered at 48.61. Let's see what she can do. She's being chased very hard alongside her by Eddie Church of Norwich Swans. And also over in lane 4 by Annika Muller from City of Norwich, but touching first there, 41.76. Amelia Costa entered at 48.61, tremendous swim by her. Second to touch there was 43.07, Amelia Muller, and then third to touch with 43.39 was Bronwyn in lane 1. Good swim in lane 6 there by Eddie Church, who managed to keep going. She lost her goggles right at the beginning, unfortunately. This is heat 7 of the women's 50 metres butterfly. So 10-year-olds are getting thinner on the ground now. We've only got one 10-year-old, Daisy May Durl in lane 6 from Basildon Phoenix, entered 47.25. As we can see, she's actually not there, so this is a whole heat of 11-year-olds. Turning now at 19 seconds. Two swimmers in lanes 5 and 7. In 5 we've got Valentina, who's entered from Potter's Bar at 46.67, and Jasmine in lane 7 at 47.3. But look at it, it's a great swim by the Potter's Bar swimmer, coming back very strongly in lane 2 as well, Emma Dye, but coming through to touch first, 42.04. Valentina, a great swim there, end at 46. And then second there, 44.04. Fast second half there by Emma Dye from Norwich Swan. She ended at 47. And third there, 45.07 by Olivia Jasper. And she ended at 47. So some, again, new big personal best times. And this is heat 8 of the women's 50 metres butterfly and another lucky lane heat. This is heat 10 of the women's 50 metres butterfly. We've got the fastest two entrants in the 10-year-old event here. In lane 2, we've got Anna Zabediskaya, who's from the city of St Albans, and she's entered at 41.39. And in lane 8, Georgia Atkinson, who's 10 from Ely, entered at 43.17. First to turn there, though, now, again, 18 seconds, so about the same as the previous heat, to see if they can get the same times. But in the lead at the moment, very difficult to tell. We've got a lane 2 and 7 pretty much together. We've got Anna on lane 2, and lane 7 we've got Anne-Marie, who's another Team Luton swimmer at 42 seconds. Let's see what she can do. Comes in and touches first, 39 flat, under 40 seconds. Very well done. Anna on lane 2, a 10-year-old. 10-year-old entered at 41 and goes 40.5. Well done to her as well. And third there, lane 6, 41.72 was Anastasia Wolp. And so we've seen some very fast times for the 10-year-olds as well now. Which brings us to the final heat with the fastest entrance in the women's 50 metres butterfly. Heat 11. Please give a warm welcome as they come to the blocks. Your swimmers for this final heat, leading the way in lane 8. From Basildon Phoenix, Amelia Fenner. In lane 1 from Flitwick, Neve Bunker. In lane 7, also from Basildon Phoenix, Lois Smith. In lane 2, also from Basildon Phoenix, Jasmine Hall. In lane 6, swim from Linslade, Holly Katassi. In lane 3, from the city of Norwich, Evie Greenhoff. In lane 4, from Chelmsford, Lucy Clark. And in lane 4, the fastest entrant from Hatfield with an entry time of 35.06, Verity Fuge. Your fastest entrance in the ladies' 50 metres butterfly. So it's fast swimmers here, times ranging from just on 40 seconds. Hopefully Amelia in lane 8 might go under 40, the others go down to 35. They're all 11 years old, straight race, but you can see Verity looking extremely powerful. And let's see where she splits. Splits at about 14 seconds. This could be stunningly quick. She comes down the second length here in a big sprint, tremendous fly technique coming down into the last 10 metres. About 4 metres clear. For alongside her in lane 3 is Evie. Very Verity's time, 31.49, a tremendous swim. Evie coming in second. Again, a great time for her, 35.65. And in third place, 36.54. Third to touch there for Lucy Clark. But tremendous swim there. Getting very close to 30 seconds. And lots of personal bests there. And going under 40 seconds as well for Amelia Fenner, so well done to her too. And that completes the women's 50 metres butterfly, and we come to our final event of the gala. And today's programme, event 404, the men's 10 and 11 years, 100 metres freestyle. This is going to be swum in 9 heats. And this is heat 1, swimmers in lanes 3, 4 and 5. So 4 lengths to the pool now, 4 lengths for the boys in the freestyle to complete today's programme. Three swimmers here, all 10 years old. All turning pretty much together around about the 20, 21 seconds. In lane 3 we've got Joseph Ems, who's from Modernians, entered at 1:43.5. The lane 4, Jasper Kirtland, who's from Halstead. 1:42 entry time and 1:43 entry time also for Ben Goring-Farrow from Linslade in lane 5. Going to be Joseph and then Jasper and then Ben. 43 and then 44 and 45 at the halfway split. So coming up to their final turn, still in the lead, Modernians Joseph Ems. Looking for 1:43. Let's look at the splits as they turn. Jasper and Ben are going to turn together. Joseph turns at about 69, about 71, and a good turn there by Ben in lane 5 brings him out ahead of Jasper. But Joseph Ems in lane 3, looking for 1:43 entry time. Head down going into the final 10 metres. Remember, it's all about beating your entry times. 1:43.54 goes 1:31.76, 1:34.92 for Ben, and that's over 11 seconds, around 11 seconds inside his PB. 1:36.38 for Jasper, and that's 6 or 7 seconds inside his PB. So well done to all 3 of those boys. New personal best times. This is heat 2 of the men's 100 metres freestyle, a Lucky Lane heat. Make sure 10 and 11-year-olds, 10-year-old in lane 1 and lane 6 and 7, and then all the rest, 2, 3, 4 and 5 are all 11 years old. Entry times are range from about 1:38 to about 1:42. First split there at about 18 seconds in the lead. Fastest entrant here is Luigi Giambroni from Cheshunt, who's entered at 1:38.1. 3-1, sorry. And he's coming down now to his halfway split. Alongside him, Sidivili's Josh Black. They both turn together at 40.5. And then 43s behind them for the next 2. 44s. And the last to turn over in lane 1. Colchester's Jared Rowe. 10-year-old turns at 52 at halfway. Our leader's going to turn again, locked together. Both turn together at 63, but a good push off the wall from Luigi. Luigi going very well, digging in very hard, pulling away now from Josh Black in lane 3. And Luigi's going to take this, got an entry time of 1:38.3. If you look at the board, it's going to be way inside that. 1:23.06, great time for him. Josh ended at 1:39. He goes 1:25. Tremendous time. Very, very close behind. Third to touch, 1:31.83 was Sean Bibby. He did very well there. 11-year-old coming in at 1:39. And behind them, 1:32 for Jack. Last to touch over the far side, 1:47 for Jared Rowe, just outside his entry time. Sean Bibby was the lucky lane winner in that one. Sean in lane 2, well done. This is heat 3 of the men's 100 meters freestyle.
Take your mark.
A 10-year-old in lane 1, 10-year-olds in lanes 3 and 4, and a 10-year-old in lane 8. So 1, 3 and 4 and 8. 11-year-olds are going to be leading the way at the turn, turning first 18 seconds. Jasper Eves from Halstead. And just behind him in lane 5 is Ryan Wimpany from Cheshunt. Ryan also going very well. They're going to be very close together as they turn at halfway. Let's get their halfway splits. Jasper at 39, Ryan at 40. And then we've got lanes 6 and 7 turning pretty much together. That's Jake and James. And coming up now, the final turn. Jasper Eves from Halstead entered at 1:36. Turns at 61, 62, 63 for Ryan Wimpany from Cheshunt. These two quite a bit clear. It's about 69. We've got 3 swimmers here in lane 6, 7 and 8 all together. But over on the far side from me, in lane 2, Jasper Eves being chased down by Ryan, who's getting pretty close to him, but Jasper's going to hang on at 1:21.96, and he entered at 1:36. 1:23.27 for Ryan, he entered at 1:34. And third place to touch there, I'll have to wait and see how the time comes up on lane 7. It'll be the backup time, 1:31.44 for James Moore. He entered for Dunstable, he entered at 1:36. Lots and lots of really, really good swims there. Look at the times on the board. Tremendous set of PBs for swimmers there. And this is heat 4 of the men's 100 meters freestyle.
Stand down, boys, please. Take your mark.
Whole heat of 11-year-olds here. Fastest entrants are under 1:30. We've got 2 swimmers under 1:30 in lanes 4 and 5. But we can already see we've got some fast swimmers who are over 1:30, but are leading the way at the moment. About 18 seconds at the first checkpoint. Already storming away, the fastest entrant, James Hallam Harpenden, entered at 1:28.9. Going with him though, Harry Rickard out in lane 1. March swimmer, 11-year-old, entered at 1:33. James splits 37.8, Harry at 39.29. And then 40 seconds, then 41, 42s. Coming up to the final turn. Lane 4, James Hallam entered at 1:28, turns at 60 seconds with just 1 length to go. 61, 62 over on the far side from me, Harry Rickard from March. He entered at 1:33 and he's having a storming last length. He's right up there at the moment. You've got James in 4, Harry in 1. These two sprinting. James in 4, Harry in 1, and is Harry going to take this? Harry comes through and takes it in, 120.51. James at 121.64. Tremendous last length there from March's Harry Rickard. Entered at 133, 13-second PB. And then third to touch there, 125.8 for Alex Wiseman. He entered at 131.9, so again, some very, very fast times. Heat 5 of the men's 100 metres freestyle, another Lucky Lane heat.
Check your mark.
Two 10-year-olds in lanes 1 and 3. Harry Rosen in lane 1 from Flitwick entered 128. Morgan Price in 3 from Partridge entered 126. First to turn is lane 8 at 16.5. That's much quicker than we've seen. Jesse Osiande from Colchester, 128 is entry time. And he is going extremely well. Going after him at the moment in lane 5 is Daniel Talbot, Leighton Buzzard swimmer, entered at 126. And also inside Jesse, Lotana, and 36 for Jesse at halfway, 36.7, 37.12 for Daniel, and then 38.1 for Lotana from Modernians, but also now coming up alongside him in lane 6. Daniel is Corbin Gibson, but now just hitting the front. In the lane 5, Daniel Talbot making his reach count here. Big long strokes, pulling very hard. He's overtaken Jesse, and he's really had a great second half here. Entry time here at 126. Let's see his time as he comes through. He's going to take this, and it's 117.64. Hanging in there, tying up a little bit at the end. Colchester's Jesse doing very well. 128.68, and he records 120. So massive new personal best. 122.65 for Morgan Price. He entered at 126. So again, that's a third place for him, a third to touch in that heat. And Latana in lane 7 is the winner of the Lucky Lane prize. So well done, Latana in lane 7. You win the Lucky Lane prize. It is heat 6 of the men's 100 metres freestyle.
Check your mark. Stand down for emergency. Thank you, Simmons. Please reach pull by the side. Thank you, Simmons. Please reach pull by the side.
So a reminder that there will be a presentation of all the medals as soon as we finish this event. People can check the results and get themselves ready. We'll try and do the presentation out the back as quickly as we can. Looks like it's just starting to rain outside, so hopefully we can beat most of the very bad inclement weather.
mark.
So unfortunately 7 on the blocks after the full start in lane 5. We've got a 10-year-old in lane 1 and a 10-year-old in lane 7 and 8. All the rest are 11. And it's one of the 10-year-olds who's going to turn first at 16 seconds. Again, is looking very fast in lane 8. Joseph Bale, who's from Halstead, entered at 126.46. He's looking very fast again. And over in lane 3, we've got Elliot Hall from Bishop Stortford, entered at 125. And he's up in second at the moment. 3 swimmers right behind them, but turning first. 35.31 for the 10-year-old Halstead swimmer at halfway, and then 37.03 for Elliot Hall, and then 38.89 third to turn there. Charlie in the middle of the pool, but then coming up to his final turn at 54 seconds for Halstead's Joseph Bale, a 10-year-old. We've got a couple more 10-year-olds to come, but this is going to put a lot of pressure on them. Into the last 10 metres, he's got an entry time of 1:26. Look at the clock on the board. This is going to be staggeringly quick. 1:26 is entry time, and he records 1:14.59. Very fast swim. Going to put a lot of pressure on the other 10-year-olds. Who's going to get second? Going to be really, really close. How about that? 1:17.01. Second to touch there was Elliot Hall, and one. We're going to have to wait and see what the other one comes up.
Go, Jaden!
But 1:17.01. We'll have to wait and see if we get a backup time. But the well done to those swimmers.
Go, Jaden!
This is heat 7 of the men's 100 metres freestyle. We got a 10-year-old in lane 1 and then a 10-year-old in lane 7. We've got one more 10-year-old to come in the next heat. But remember that time we've just seen, so it's quite a big target to try to beat. Turning now at 16 seconds, so again about the same as the previous heat. 16 and a bit for our leader in lane 7. Perrin-Mar, another 10-year-old, so he's going after that, so he's going to have to move quite quickly to see if he can beat the previous heat. At halfway though, splits at 35.86, that's a good time. 36.52 behind him in lane 2, lane 6 rather, for Attila. About 4 swimmers all in this at the moment for the 3rd place, but Attila's coming up into 2nd. He's going right up onto the shoulder of Perrin. Turning pretty much together, Perrin just in the lead there. 57 seconds coming down in the last length. Can Perrin take the 10-year-old title here? Still got one more swimmer to come. But sprinting alongside him now, Attila is going to take this heat. Attila takes it, 1:15.56, a good last 5 metres by Attila. 1:16.25 to Perrin-Mar, that's a good swim by him. Again against an entry time of 1:22. Third to touch there, 1:16.63 was in lane 4 was Philip Spalding. Penultimate heat 8 of the men's 100 metre freestyle, the last of the lucky lanes.
Take your mark.
Just got the 110-year-old here, but he is the fastest entrant in this heat. Brandon Crease in lane 4, Basildon Phoenix. Now he's entered at 1:16.8. He's got quite a target to try and match previous swimmers we've just seen. So first to turn there now, about just bang on 1:16, maybe slightly under. In lane 6, among the 11-year-olds is Zach Montgomery. Norwich Swan entered at 1:19.03. But going with him is Brandon Crease of Basildon Phoenix. Both turned together at 35.49. So again, they're pretty much in line with the previous 10-year-olds. Let's see where we can get to here. But Zach now starting to try and ease out with his power. In third place at the moment in lane 5 is Vincent Coombs from Braintree, entered at 1:17. But turning now into the final length, in the lead still. But now coming the 10-year-old in lane 4, the fastest entrant, Brandon Geese from Basildon, entered 1:16. Trying to ease ahead of Zach. These two stroke for stroke. Can Brandon get ahead of Zach into the last 2 or 3 meters as they stretch out to touch? He does. It's 1:14.42 for Brandon. Great time. Second there, 1:14.79. Good time as well for Zach Montgomery. Entered at 1:19, 5-second PB. 1:17.444. Vincent Coombs from Braintree got a good time too. And the lucky lane winner, Vincent Coombs in lane 5. Vincent in lane 5 was a lucky lane winner, and he wins a prize for being in lane 5.
Thank you so much. Please leave the pool by the side.
Clear the pool, please. Which brings us to the very final heat of the final event of this East Region Future Champions meet here at Basildon. And that is heat 9 of the men's 100 metres freestyle. Please welcome your fastest entrants in this event to the blocks. Leading the way in lane 8 from Modernians, Oliver Meyer. In lane 1 from Gold Manchester, Charlie Birdsall. In lane 7 from Putteridge, Sebastian Newman Baronius. And swimming in lane 2, also from Putteridge, Luke Owens. In lane 6 from Team Ipswich, William Jones. In lane 3 from Hatfield, Nicolo Camilotti. In lane 5 from Colchester, Archie Tebbett. And the fastest entrant in this event with an entry time of 1:11.01. In lane 4 from Devon, Hayden Hall. Your entrance, fastest entrance in the men's 100 metres freestyle. All 11 years old, so some great swims by 10-year-olds in the previous heats. Fastest swimmer here, 1:11 flat, Devon's Hayden Hall. And he's going to be chased here by Archie Tebbett from Colchester, who's also a 1:11 swimmer. These two just a little bit ahead of the others, 15 seconds. So it's about a second faster than anyone's done at the turn so far. These two are clearly very, very evenly matched. Coming up to the halfway split, going to be a sprint all the way, just in the lead at the moment, Archie Tebbett from Colchester. But no, they're going to turn together, and they do. Both turn at 32.2, 32.4. Third place at the moment over in lane 1 is Charlie Birdsall from God Manchester, 1:16 entry. He's ahead of that, and behind him in lane 4 is in lane 3 is Hatfield's Nicolo. But turning together at 50 seconds, can't split these two into the last 25 metres. Going to his legs, Archie Tebbett in from Devon in lane 4. Lane 5, and he goes to the front, pulling away now from Hayden Hall in lane 4. Archie Tebbett from Colchester is going to take this. Archie takes it at a time of 67.36. That's about 4 seconds inside his entry time. 68.53 for Hayden Hall. Both pulled each other along to very, very good times. And 70.25 alongside them for Nicolo, who nearly went under 1:10. Very good swim. So well done to all the swimmers who have competed over the last 2 days. We've had lots of good personal best times, and that's what we're here for, getting in the pool and competing against your entry time, seeing how fast you can go. Very well done, and hope everyone has had a really good time watching the swimming. We've got the presentations. We're going to try and canter through fairly quickly outside as soon as we've got the results. We're going to go through them so that we can do the presentation to get everyone underway. It's looking very dark outside. Hopefully it's not going to start pouring with rain immediately and we can just beat the rain into the cars to get away. So as soon as I get the results, we will try and canter through the medal presentations. Can you make sure you pick everything up from around the pool side? If you're finishing swimming, do make sure you pick everything up. Make sure that everyone's got everything that they brought with them from inside and out. And a big thank you, very, very big thank you to all of the helpers who have put this together. We've needed an awful lot of helpers today and yesterday. People don't realise how difficult it is in these awkward times with the help you need around the pool with people to keep it safe for all the swimmers. So a very, very big thank you on behalf of Swim England and the East Region to all the helpers and the officials and everyone who has supported the gala. And a very big thank you to all the swimmers for coming along. It's been a great gala to do. So once again, there is merchandise available to purchase online. Anyone would like something to commemorate the gala, do go onto the website. You'll also be able to pick up all the times, final results and medal positions on the Swim England East website. That'll be all published as soon as we're able to, and you'll be able to pick up all of the times for your swimmers on the website, probably later today or tomorrow. So I think we're ready to get underway with the presentations, and we're going to start with the event 401, the women's 10-11 years 100-meter backstroke in the 10-year-old age group. In third place and bronze medalist from Canvey Island, Tia Johnson. In second place and silver medalist from Cheshunt, Mia Nelson. And in first place and champion and gold medalist from Halstead with a winning time of 1:30.23, Layla Jennings. So, well done to those three swimmers. Excellent swims in the 10-year-old age group for the 100 meters backstroke, as Layla takes her place on the top of the podium. Very well done. Excellent swims, girls. Times ranging from 1:34 to 1:30, a very fast winning time there, about 3 seconds ahead of the others. Yep. Moving on into the 11-year-old age group. In third place and bronze medalist from Basildon Phoenix, Lois Smith. In second place and silver medalist also from Basildon Phoenix, Jasmine Hall. And the winner and gold medalist with a winning time of 1:17.62 from Hatfield, Verity Fuge. Very close to the top there. Verity's about 0.3 ahead of the silver medal position. Very close indeed amongst the medalists. Well done to all three of them as they take their place on the rostrum. And it wasn't even raining, so well done. That goes. Even the weather's held off for us. So moving on to the men's events. First men's event, breaststroke, 50 breaststroke. And in the 10-year-old age group, in third place and bronze medalist from St Albans, Eiki Chung. In second place and silver medalist from Basildon Phoenix, Brandon Crease. And in first place and gold medalist with a winning time of 40.17 from Halstead, Joseph Bale. Winning time there about 4 seconds faster than the other swimmers in his age group. Tremendous swim there in the 50 breaststroke by Joseph Bale. Very good swims as well though by Brandon Crease and Eiki Chung. They're just not quite as fast as Joseph was going today. Well done, swimmers. So a very good swim indeed in the breaststroke. 10-year-old. So we're just getting ourselves ready for the next presentation, which is the 11-year-old boys 50 meters breaststroke. And the medalists in this event were in the third place and bronze medalist from Team Ipswich, William Jones. In second place and silver medalist from Colchester, Jesse Oselande. And in first place and gold medalist also from Colchester in a winning time of 41.59, Archie Tebbett. .59 or around a second and a half winning margin there for the gold medalist. Worth noting there that Joseph Bale's time was actually the fastest overall It's a 10-year-old amongst the 10 and 11 years, which is no slight on any of the 11-year-olds because they all went very fast today. It's just a very fast 10-year-old. And now we move on to event 403, the women's 10 and 11 years 50 metres butterfly. And in the 10-year-old age group, in third place and bronze medalist from Team Luton, Lexi Sandiford. In the second place and silver medalist from City of St Albans, Anna Zapaskaya. And in gold medal position, first place with a time of 39.05, the only one under 40 seconds, from Harlow Penguin, Gina Lee. So Gina going under 40 seconds in the 50 metres butterfly. Great way to break the 40-second barrier. And she looked extremely good today. So well done to the 10-year-olds in the 50 butterfly. So moving on now to the 11-year-old 50 metres butterfly. And in this event, in third place, taking the bronze medal from Chelmsford, Lucy Clark. In second place and silver medalist from City of Norwich, Evie Greenhoff. And in first place and gold medalist from Hatfield with a winning time of 31.49, Verity Fuge. So well done to the girls in the fly. Some very, very good swims indeed. Great swim there by Verity. Were very impressive to watch her going down the final length. Okay. Which leaves us with one final event, the men's event 404, the 10 and 11 years 100 metres freestyle. And in the 10-year-old age group, in third place and bronze medalist from Hatfield, Perrin Ma. In second place and silver medalist from Halstead, Joseph Bale. And in first place and gold medalist from Basildon Phoenix in a winning time of 1:14.42, a very good time, Brandon Crease. So Brandon coming out ahead of two other very fast swimmers. Great little trio there on the podium, all very fast indeed, but Brandon had his work cut out today to beat the other two. Well done, Brandon. Excellent swim. Which leaves us with the final presentation, which is the 11 years age group 100 metres freestyle. And in third place in this event and bronze medalist from Hatfield, Niccolo Camillotti. In second place from Deben and silver medalist Hayden Hall. And in first place and gold medalist from Colchester with a winning time of 1:07.36 seconds, Archie Tebbett. So well done to those three boys on the podium there in the final event, not long out of the pool. Excellent racing. Thank you to everyone who's helped out. That completes our presentations. We want to say a big thank you on behalf of Swim England East region. And don't forget the merchandise you can see on the screen for those people watching here. Apologies to absolutely everyone whose names I've mispronounced today and yesterday. I'm afraid it goes with the territory, but I hope I haven't offended too many people over the last couple of days. In the meantime, don't forget the merchandise. It's on the screen. You can get merchandise, commemorative hats and tops and t-shirts and things from Swim England East /kit-sales. There's some great stuff there to commemorate these galas, and we hope you are able to buy some of this to remember the swims over the last couple of days. Lots of new personal best times, which is what it's all about. We hope you have a very good journey home. Please, for those people who are going home from here, the weather's not brilliant. We hope you have a safe journey home. Do be very, very safe. And we look forward to welcoming everybody at the next Swim England meet, which is at the London Aquatic Centre in a couple of weeks' time. In the meantime, good evening, and I hope you've had a very enjoyable 2 days.